Welcome to another episode of Getting Leathered with Hayden and Mike, your glimpse into the world of local and international boxing. Hayden and Mike, take it away.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of, check what Mike made for us. Getting Leathered with Hayden and Mike. Brand new shirt on the market. Well, not on the market, it's just
not
us.
yet. Not yet.
Not yet,
Yeah,
but
not yet.
yeah, we're excited to obviously start this, and pretty cool, right, Mike?
Definitely, I think so. I like the logo. I like the look of it. It's pretty snazzy. It looks better on me though, but
Oh, yeah. But how many sizes up?
yeah, about 12 sizes. Up.
No. Mike squeezed me into a small, yeah. No,
I did. I kind of made a bit of a misprediction there, but I think they look pretty cool. Yeah, I think they're looking.
No, they do.
Good.
They look pretty cool. Yeah. So everyone at home, just give it this video a thumbs up based on that. Just based on that. Okay. So we've got a number of.
Before you even go there, good to be back in studio.
Good to be back in studio. I saw. It was a bit lonely last week when you were at home and you were busy chatting.
Yeah. We had to cut. There was so much we wanted to talk about. You just wanted to cut it short the whole time.
Well, the good thing about last week was that we got to speak about. Our Getting Leathered Fantasy League, which will have already launched in week 1 by the time this episode comes out. Correct, so, we'll see what the results are. Yeah. We'll read out the results for the next week's podcast because I'm sure we're eagerly anticipating. Yeah. I told you so. This guy, blah blah blah.
Definitely. You know. But I tell you, what a response though.
What a response.
For its first season, first week, what a response.
Yeah, I didn't think, cool. I didn't think we were going to get that sort of response, so I was glad that we were able to.
We were 50% of that. We were like, no, only half of what did eventually join. No, only that was going to join.
We got double the amounts of,
what
people.
We were expecting, so which is great, So,
all right, so enough of us waffling now, because we've been waffling about this this beginning section, so don't just jump off of the chats now based on that. Let's look at some of the fights, and immediately what we're going to talk about is, right at the beginning of the video, Chris Van Heerden, Conor Benn. We spoke about it briefly on another one. Let's dissect this fight for what it is now. It's going to happen in the UK. It's Chris Van Heerden's big opportunity. Mm-hmm. What are you thinking, Mike?
Big opportunity. I love Chris, but I don't see him overcoming Ben. You know, there's a thing going between me and Corey Pretorius where he says, don't bet with your heart, you must bet with your head, and this and that. But I think in this case, my heart wants Van Heerden to win. But truth be told, I just don't. I think Ben's just a step too far. Yeah.
Well, look, I mean, if you're looking at Chris Van Heerden's last performance, and he didn't look so good in that non-contest, I should rather say. Yeah. But that's not to say that he can't do something against Ben. I mean, it's a completely different fight.
That's the thing. It's boxing, so anything can happen. But. It's because when guys thinking that you're unpatriotic or you don't back your own and that sort of thing. I would love for him to do it the same way I did for Ndu to beat Floyd, but we knew how that unraveled, and that was taking nothing away from Philip's career. I mean, he was a phenomenal fighter. He was a great fighter for us, but it was a step.
Is that what you're saying about Chris? He's a great fighter for us, but
I think he's a phenomenal fighter for us. But I think Ben is just on a.
Okay, so let's look at Conor Benn. He's a very strong boxer, right? And Chris Van Heerden's only ever been stopped once by a phenomenal Errol Spence Jr.
He's a tough.
So I mean, a lot of people in the UK would be saying, okay, Conor Benn, he's gonna walk through Chris Van Heerden. He's just another Chris Algieri, is what they're actually saying. I've been following the social media comments. I obviously don't agree with that. I think Chris is a better boxer than Chris Algieri is.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, Chris is Chris, yeah. Chris Algieri and Chris Van Heerden. So, yeah. Do you think that Conor Benn can get the stoppage on Chris Van Heerden if he manages to even get the win?
No, I don't believe stoppage over Chris. No, but I think he's skill set's just a little bit too advanced.
You don't think stoppage?
Nah, I don't think so.
So in your predictions, you're going to go, what do you say?
Yeah, I would go points. Because, look, Chris is a tough customer. Like you say, he's only been stopped once. And I like Ben, but it's one where Ben sort of, he's being... I think people are overlooking Van Heerden.
I think Chris has got a chance.
Okay, look, I'm not disputing what you're saying.
Okay.
But I don't see it.
Sure. We're entitled to opinions.
That's my 3 points on the league that I'm going to gain over you in that week.
No, I honestly think Chris has a chance in this fight. He has the chance to outbox
any fighter that laces up has a chance.
No, but I mean, sometimes you just say they got a puncher's opportunity. Chris isn't necessarily like a big puncher, but he's got like a boxing opportunity. If he outboxes Conor Benn, for example, is Conor Benn the best boxer you've ever seen?
No. I wouldn't say he's the best.
He's a
boxer.
power puncher.
He's
and
a power puncher.
Yeah, he's a bit wild sometimes. So Chris has got the edge on the boxing side of things.
Of course. There's nothing goes in saying that. I mean, like I say, if you lace up, you've got a chance. So he's got a chance, but I don't think it's this chance. If that's not being too bold.
Yeah, so Chris obviously has found his opportunities very limited in the USA. He's obviously built up a life in the USA, though.
No, he has, massively. And you know what? Kudos to him in the sense of he's always in shape. He looks good. You know, if you watch his videos online and that, you know, he's a very positive person.
Yes.
And it's phenomenal that he's getting these, this break especially. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it... I hope he proves me wrong. I hope so.
All right.
I really do.
And the same weekend we have Errol Spence against I think it's Yordenis Ugas.
Yeah.
Who beat Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
So that was the fight that Errol Spence was supposed to get into, but then he got injured or something happened before that fight, so he didn't fight Pacquiao.
But did you see the All Access?
I did.
Where Spence,
I watched episode 1. Is that all there is, right?
Yeah, but where Spence came and he said, had he fought Pacquiao, he might have been blind. You know, he didn't feel he was prepared right, or he would have been prepared, which speaks volumes for going in. Because I think.
Do you think Ugas is a tough fight?
I think Ugas is a very tough fight. I must be honest. I'm actually, and I like Spence, but I'm sitting a little bit on the fence here, just a tad.
Yeah, it is.
I won't lie because, but then again, look. Pacquiao is definitely chopped liver. I mean, he's past his prime now.
But a prime Pacquiao, does he beat... I mean, he beats Errol Spence, right?
A prime Pacquiao, yeah, I would say yes.
When's Errol Spence in his prime? Is he in his prime yet?
Well, I would have said he was going into his prime before the accident.
Right, so that's the issue now.
That's the issue now, yeah.
But he destroyed Danny Garcia to a unanimous decision.
Yeah, okay, but you know, Danny Garcia...
Yeah, you can't say but Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia's good.
Yeah, I know. The problem is the nonsense with him and his dad, and I don't know. He's good, but I think Teofimo Lopez is a better fighter than Danny Garcia. I do. And you can... it's recording, so you've got that in black and white.
Teofimo?
Yeah. I think Teofimo Lopez is a better fighter. But yeah, look, Garcia's... who's he fighting now?
I can't believe I just heard you say that.
You just heard me say it. Are you telling me you think Garcia is a better fighter than Teofimo?
Yeah. Right now. Right now. They had to fight each other like right now.
Yes.
Yeah, Danny Garcia wins.
Never. Not in a million years. Come on, Mr. Jones. This is getting leathered. This is not commentary.
I can't believe you just said that.
I just said that. And I think all our viewers, even though there's only been about 60 to 100, they'll all agree with me. Do you really think Swift Garcia? Come on.
Put Teofimo Lopez in the ring with Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence stops Teofimo.
Stops him?
Yeah, stops him, yeah.
I think he'd outpoint him. He'd outskill him, but I don't know if he stops him.
You saw how close the scorecards were between Danny Garcia and Errol Spence, right?
Yeah, but I mean...
Teofimo against George Kambosos. You think Kambosos is like Errol Spence?
No, I think Kambosos... Look, I love him, but I think he's riding the crest of the wave at the moment.
Does Teofimo beat Devin Haney?
Yes.
Okay. Does he beat Lomachenko in a rematch?
Who? Teofimo? Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
He's got his number.
Absolutely
He's got his number.
Look, I did a build-up for Teofimo Lopez. I'm a big fan of Teofimo, but we've got to be realistic, man.
Of course, and this is being realistic. I mean, let's be honest.
Danny Garcia versus Teofimo Lopez.
Yes.
Like right now.
I honestly believe that Teofimo Lopez...
Did you not see the hype train getting stopped against George Kambosos?
But look...
You're saying the same thing about Danny Garcia's dad. Teofimo's got the exact same problem that Danny Garcia has with his dad.
Yeah, but he's changing camp now.
Yeah, but...
He's changing camp now. He can see that. He can see that there's dilemmas here, and stories and that's going on. Look, that's why I say this prediction league is going to be quite interesting to see. Because
brutal.
Our predictions are very different.
Already in week 1, I've seen Mike's predictions. We've got official release. So, I mean, Mike's is, I'd say, average predictions, mid-table at best.
Yeah, I looked at that and I was like, he's left a lot of points on the table this week.
Yeah, I know. That's yeah.
Look, I think it's the same thing now. You look at Kambosos and Devin Haney, okay? I like Kambosos. He's definitely riding the crest of the wave. I give full credit to Haney for taking that fight. doing a rematch clause in Australia twice, it's unheard of. You don't see the big boys. I mean, we're always debating about, fighting this or cherry picking this or
Manny
whatever.
Pacquiao fought in Australia as well, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, and I gave Horn that fight, to be honest.
Oh, really?
I really did. I really, really did. And you know what? the thing is, I was ridiculed and called out for that, and that's fine. But I just think, like, Kambosos...
Does Kambosos beat Haney, though?
This is what I'm trying to say. It's a difficult... Because
Styles? Is it style?
Haney's skilled, let's be honest. He's a skillful fighter.
Okay, who's the best? Who's the best of that weight division? Because Kambosos has all the belts, but
He's got all the
he doesn't
belts,
give you the
but
confidence that he's the best, though.
He's chinny.
Is he chinny?
Oh, he was dropped in...
So it was Teofimo. Is Teofimo chinny?
No. Hang on. Whoa.
They were dropped in the same fight.
No. They were dropped in the same fight, given. But
Do you see how you retracted it?
I'm not retracting. Kambosos...
Wait. Is Teofimo chinny? But how can you say?
No, I wouldn't say he's chinny.
Because here's my argument. Teofimo hits harder than Kambosos. He drops Kambosos. Kambosos doesn't punch. He knocks down Teofimo. So how is Kambosos chinny and Teofimo not chinny?
But I'm not saying... But look. Teofimo... I wouldn't go as far as saying he's chinny.
But you'd say Kambosos is.
But I would say Kambosos
Wow.
is... Because you can... I mean,
Mike's
look
about
at
it.
the- look at the-
You're
look
about
at
to
the
hit.
punch that landed. It was a grazing shot when he went down. I mean, he landed Teofimo a proper clock shot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he rang his bell properly. There's a difference between taking a grazed punch and
No,
going
but hold on.
down.
Teofimo can punch really hard. We saw his fights against Richard Comey as well. We saw Lomachenko didn't put away Richard Comey, but Lomachenko did drop Comey, but not the way Teofimo beat him, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that Teofimo could only drop Kambosos once.
See, I don't know if you can really call that.
But then how can you call him chinny though? Because you know that Lopez can punch. It's like calling someone that Errol Spence knocks down chinny. I think it's unfair.
No, but that's different. I'm not saying Van Heerden's chinny.
No, because for example, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because Van Heerden got dropped, for example.
Yeah.
But I mean, Errol Spence hits like a mule. Does it
In
count?
whose mind does he hit like a mule? Your mind hits like a mule.
No, everyone's mind.
So everyone says. So everyone's saying Errol Spence is not a
He hits hard.
power puncher,
He's
not
a-
a skilled boxer. He's more of a power puncher.
He is a skilled. He leans more towards a power puncher. He does. How are you laughing at? How's that funny? Like it's true.
I don't buy that. I don't.
You think he's a skillful boxer?
I think he's a very skillful.
He's a very one-dimensional boxer.
Errol Spence.
That's why Terence Crawford takes him to town.
I never in a million years. Terence Crawford, yes, I'd say he's a one-dimensional
What?
power puncher.
Terence Crawford can switch. He can adapt. Errol can't adapt like the way Crawford can adapt.
Of course he can.
No,
We've
when-
seen
when-
the best of
When
Spence, yeah.
when has Spence ever had to adapt?
Okay, when has Crawford ever had to adapt?
He's
Who-
had to
who's
adapt
he had to
many
adapt to?
times. Many times.
To who?
Terence. Cal Brook.
Oh, come on, Cal Brook.
He did. Cal Brook. Terence had to adapt to him. And I think
So you'd say Cal Brook is a...
but Terence Crawford beats Errol Spence.
Now maybe, yes. Pre-accident, no.
No, 100%. All the time.
What?
No, 100%. Remember the Sean Porter fight? Who performed better against Sean Porter, Errol Spence or Terence Crawford?
But that's
No,
what
no,
that's
no,
the
no, no, no.
debate that we have to have.
This is a one-dimensional fighter. Sean Porter is a one-dimensional fighter. Errol Spence is a one-dimensional fighter. That's why he struggled with Sean Porter, because they're both thudding each other coming forward. Crawford was able to maneuver and stop Sean Porter.
We need comments with regards to this whole debate here. We need to get some outside influence and outside thoughts on this whole process, because
But we know that, Terence, you say he's not adaptable. He's a 3-division
I don't
world
mean he's not
champion.
adaptable, but if you look at Crawford, for me, he's more the power puncher than what Spence is. Spence is more the skill.
No ways.
boxer.
Are you kidding me?
You're telling me that Spence hits harder than Crawford?
Yes, I am.
No ways.
Spence hits harder than... Listen to this, right? Spence hits harder than Crawford. Crawford creates better angles for punches than Spence does. So what happens is he turns his speed advantage into power. Errol Spence is just pure one-sided power. That's all it is. It's one-dimensional. Watch this. Okay.
We're going to see now. We're going to see now. Because,
It'll happen on the weekend.
yes, we'll see.
Errol Spence fights this weekend.
Ugas.
Ugas. Errol Spence probably goes to points because Ugas is a tough guy. That's the only way.
Okay.
Crawford takes him to town though.
We said Van Heerden was a tough guy. And
But Crawford would destroy Ugas. destroy him.
Ugas, yes. Crawford,
But Spence won't destroy Ugas.
But how do you know that?
we'll
Are you
see.
saying he won't destroy him because he's just a power puncher?
He's more of a power puncher than Terence Crawford
he's
is.
got skill
Crawford's not a
set.
power puncher. Crawford's a pure. You need to go online and
Ah!
Google and see something. I'm telling you right now that Crawford's the better boxer.
Okay, so there's a debate for comment section there. Okay, so the question we'll throw out is Crawford a power puncher or a more skillful boxer than what, say, Spence is?
Okay, firstly, there's a couple of questions that need to be answered.
Let's go.
Who wins the fight, firstly?
If they fought each other.
If they fought each other.
Okay, so Spence, Crawford, if they fought, who wins that
In
fight?
any era.
Got you.
Prime,
no prime, just if they
yeah,
fought.
if they fought. Who's the more skillful boxer? Who hits harder? And who has the bigger heart?
You just had to lay that in
Yeah.
there, didn't you?
Yeah. Who has the bigger heart?
And climbs out of a crumpled Ferrari, he's got fucking heart.
He didn't climb. He was unconscious.
Yeah, that's also true. He was pulled up. But okay, there's the questions for our fans and followers. We want answers to this. I'm keen to see this.
All right, so let's go to some of the previous results that happened as well. We saw Lee Selby losing as well. I don't know how far you follow the British boxing scene.
Yeah, no, I know Lee Selby.
Yeah, he lost to Gustavo Daniel Limos, who's a guy from undefeated fighter from Argentina, who's relatively unknown to the world. So now he's made his announcement.
So you'd say that's a bit of an upset?
And no.
You wouldn't say that?
No, not an upset. Well, because it's only an upset to the general public because they didn't know who this Argentinian guy was. But
are you saying he's
on paper?
It was fair.
Okay.
Right.
And
like
then,
a Volmeran's Chisoli.
Yeah.
Same kind of.
So that was that's not
because people say it's an upset,
but not really.
Not really. Yeah.
The other one, the big one, was the guy from Namibia knocking out Miguel Belshot, sorry.
Yeah, did you check that?
Yeah, that was pretty. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we had, what is it here? I'm just trying to look at this list here. Last but not least, Josh Warrington beating Kiko. You said Martinez, didn't you?
I did.
And Josh Warrington destroyed you.
Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as say destroyed.
But I told you, Kiko Martinez didn't have the legs. Remember I told you that?
Yeah, that is true. He did say that. But that's about the only thing you said.
Predictions.
You can see he's a commentator. He only comes with the angles where he knows he's got the upper hand.
I love that you're wearing ESPN red.
That's right, one and only.
The one and only. Well, let's without further ado.
Yes.
Because we just got, as of today, we've just got the official announcement of the bull being released into the market. Cohen Ray is the main event of the evening. Nice to see him back again. We haven't seen him since he beat Frankie Rodriguez. Frank Rodriguez, the brother of Fernando Rodriguez. Yeah. That was that fight that night, but now he's the champion. He's defending against Andile Matungwa.
And how good did he look that night?
He looked good.
Yeah.
Cohen Ray looked good.
Look, it's a pity he's been as inactive as he has been. There was a stage where he wasn't fighting a lot, but I tell you what, he looked good that night.
It looks like his comeback march is since he came back. I think after that long layoff. He's looked very good since that layoff.
I tell you what, I'm excited to see him, and I'm really glad he's on an ESPN bull. And I'm not.
First time he's going to be main eventing the show as well.
Yeah.
So that's great news for him.
I'm not anticipating anything other than a good performance, and where he puts his name out there again.
Yeah, no, that's him. And he's got a tough guy from, not a lot of people know him, but the guy from KZN as well. 6 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. It's going to be a good test for Cohen because he's just become the champion now. Obviously, there's those rumors of the Rowan Campbell fight happening down the line, but it's right now, it's just not the fight.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I personally don't think so.
I don't think so. I would say maybe 2-3 fights away if he puts on good performances.
Yeah.
But then again, where's Rowan as well? I mean,
Rowan's got to come back still.
He still has to come back, you know what I mean?
Reinvent himself.
Yeah, so both of them have a couple of fights before that fight can be. Yeah. But great local matchup. What a fight to watch.
Yeah, it'll be the biggest
I reckon win.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
When you're talking about local matchups, the current big one is obviously the one we spoke about last week, which was Rourke and Brandon, which you're very opinionated on.
I'm not opinionated.
No. Go to social media. Mike is very opinionated.
It's not opinionated. It's a case of I see it one way, you see it another way.
I don't see it any other way. I haven't gone on record and chosen a side. I've just said it's a very good fight.
Yeah, but that's what I've said.
There's people on social media, on your Facebook that want to take bets with you. I.e., who?
Warren is one of them.
Says your lips, Mike. All right, so let's go. Let's go to the rest of the bill now.
Your lips, boy. Warren, you watching this? Your lips, boy.
So yeah, Bangile Nyangane defends his SA title. The last time that he was on the ESPN platform, Nyangane didn't get the opportunity. The opponent never pitched up. But this time we're expecting a cigar.
That was the change, that quick change.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to actually seeing him on the bull. I can imagine it must be frustrating. You've prepared, you've gone through the motions, you're ready to do a thing, and then the guy just doesn't pitch.
Yeah.
Which will form part of that other topic we talk about just now, which is when we get there.
Okay, yeah. Mike's building up to something. I don't even know what he's talking about.
I have to. I've got to keep him on his toes, eh?
All right, and then I'm going to quickly go to this one because I think we're just going to cover this in a section. Is the Botswana contingents? We got Ukaketsi coming. He's fighting Kabelo Bakicha. We got Kagiso Bagwazi, the brother of Stephen Bagwazi, who's coming up to fight Simpiwe Ntombela. And then we've got a new female fighter from Botswana, which is also awesome news as well. ESPN continuing their female fighters is Aratwa Kasaming, and she'll be fighting Reda Malumba, who's been around the South African boxing scene for a while. So anyway, the Botswana contingent's coming back to South Africa all at one time.
I tell you what, Okaketsi, if that's how I pronounce it correctly.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see him come back.
Okaketsi.
See that guy.
Is he
got me off my chair. I had goosies. I'm just sorry that I didn't get a chance to go up to him and say, "Hey, great fight," when he walked past. But I tell you what.
Why didn't that happen?
I think what happened was he'd come past, and there were still people, and a fight was starting to happen.
Right, so
he'd walked past, and I didn't want to. But I tell you what, I really like him.
Check out the shape that he pitched up at the last weigh-in.
Yes, I tell you what,
solid.
What a character! He comes through there and he greets the people. Obviously, his crowd, and the guy.
Yes.
I tell you what, it's just. I'm really looking forward to seeing him.
Lace up and leather someone.
Definitely, what a talent. Talent.
And then the brother of Stephen Bagwazi, who fought. So Stephen Bagwazi fought Sabia on the last card. He struggled a bit against the experienced Sabia, but inevitably won on points.
Yeah.
His brother Kagiso is a welterweight. He's a bit bigger. He's a southpaw. Strong guy. I've seen him fight in Durban twice.
Have you seen him fight?
I've seen twice. I went to when he was with Fox Sports as well. They went down to watch him in Durban. And I know he looks good, hey? No, he looks good. But he's fighting a guy, Simpiwe Ntombela. I'm expecting Bagwazi to win this fight, but as you know, the welterweight division is heating up in the country.
Comfortably, or do you think it will be a bit of a fight?
I expect him to stop.
So you think it should? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
No, he should maybe stop or beat a unanimous. But I mean, I'm open to the shock. I'm always open to an underdog story.
Yeah.
But no, I don't see it.
You don't see that, but.
But I don't see it. Oh, and then the great story on this card. I was explaining it to you earlier. Infokile coming back. Old bones.
Oh, yes. You were mentioning it.
I was talking to you off camera. 20 wins, no losses, 3 draws from Cape Town. Obviously he had a problem with his leg. He got shot in the leg a couple of times. His story is online, so if you can go check it out, you go and do that. He hasn't boxed for 4 years, but he's a former RBO champion.
He's got minerals.
He's got minerals.
He's got the minerals.
He's fought in the Eastern Cape and beaten guys in the Eastern Cape, so that's a big thing.
There's a thing about being on a layoff, and that if Vitaly Klitschko was off 5 years, and he came back and he fought Samuel Peter. And I mean, Peter was on a mission.
The Nigerian nightmare.
He was like, I want Klitschko. He was ready to take Oaks on, Tana. So I tell you what, 4-year layoff. Yeah, it's long, but his pedigree.
It's doable. Yeah.
His pedigree, I think, is.
But what happens? I think with Klitschko, different. I'm just going to explain the difference here. This guy had his leg shot.
Oh shit!
So it's like it's a rehabilitation reason why he was off.
Of course, yeah. It's obviously a time thing that it's not a quick. Yeah.
So he's coming up against a game opponent. Sanele Maduna has 4 wins, no losses, and 1 draw. Could test him. It's a 6-rounder, but it could test him, and it could test his knee as well.
No, it would. But that kind of pedigree, that fire burns.
Is it?
He's gonna want to lace up and leather someone.
He's gonna lace up and leather. He's gonna come back and prove that why he was in the position he previously wasn't, and then. One of the other fights as well, in Tesaleto Nkosi. He's from Damien Durant's gym. He's fighting Kalela Kaduma. Joe. Joe is what he calls himself. 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. Evenly matched fight, that one. This is the guy that he debuted against Jabulani Mackenzie, and Mackenzie.
Oh, yes, okay.
I don't know if you remember that fight.
Yes.
Yeah, he struggled in that fight, but I think he's won 3 fights on
the go, on the trot.
Yeah, exactly. So he's obviously getting the confidence to say, "Hey, I'm back in the running, and don't overlook me just yet." But in course, he's a tough guy, man. I don't know if I want to come back against him, but I guess you got to take what you can get sometimes.
Yeah, of course, that's the thing.
Yeah,
you have to. So, but I tell you what a card.
Oh,
and,
Don John van Heeren coming back?
Yes.
A lot of people are excited to see him
Don
again.
Juan!
The younger brother of the Heats, Chris van Heeren.
And he's Mayeton, eh? Born and bred, baby.
I wonder why that resonates so well.
That's it.
Yeah, so that's
great. Awesome lineup. It's going to be a good event.
Yeah.
I tell you what, when ESPN eventually gets to the point where they open it up and you can buy tickets and, like, I don't say casual fan, the general fan can buy his tickets and come through. It's going to be some seriously powerful events.
Yeah, I think so too. I think obviously it's still in its infancy. It's building. It's building up now. And we are seeing names like Cohen Ray. It's a big name to have on your tournament at ESPN. I mean, he's 7-0, going to come 8-0 now. So, look, I think expecting big things. He'd draw a big crowd. We were having a discussion off camera earlier about who pulls crowds and stuff. Cohen Ray's one of those guys that pulls crowds.
Yeah, yeah, you did. You showed me the followers.
We're laughing because we had a discussion off air about something else. That's that relates to ticket selling and so forth. Yes. We're comparing different athletes, who sells tickets and who doesn't sell 100%, tickets.
Yeah. No, look, he's definitely look, the thing, and I love I mean, Sebastian Rothman, I think, is a phenomenal trainer.
Yeah, I agree.
And I tell you what, like I say, it's going to be great to see him on, again, as I say, and I should actually get a job at ESPN. I hope you put a good word in for me. But like ESPN, they just, truth be told, they come. You know what I mean? It's a continuous thing. Every card is stacked with talent, upcoming talent. It's brilliant. It's, for boxing.
You're hired.
It's 100%. I'm just saying, it's the best. Yeah. To have and the thing is, like, we're seeing Don Juan on the card again. How great! We watched it. He obliterated his opponent.
In like 13 seconds, I think it was the first time, yeah.
So he's like, you want to see now, that he's got that fire, he wants to go, and he's back on the card again.
If you're coming to the venue, right, if you get the opportunity to actually come through to the venue, for anyone else that is listening here, he's on the undercard, so you got to make sure you get there nice and early, otherwise you're going to miss him.
Yeah, well, I mean, Okakets is also a returning fighter.
Yeah.
He's also coming on. So
they're actually at the same time. They're the two fighters that are the first returns to the ESPN platform,
which is awesome.
To be invited back is a big compliment.
Hey, big time. But I mean, they put up a performance that I would be questioning if they weren't brought back.
That's the thing. Is the performances that they put in were justifying the reasons for them to come back.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to quickly cut to a break.
Yes, we're going to an ad break.
Just going to pause this here for Timber. Yeah, so just picking up on that, I mean, Okaketsi, amazing.
Yeah, yes, and like I said, back on the bill, seeing Don Juan back on the bill, like I said,
okay,
world class.
Okay, speaking about people that you want to see back in boxing again, someone that you haven't seen for a long time, give us a name, international, could be local. Is there someone out there that you can be like, I haven't seen this guy for a while, I really miss watching him box, or her box, or whatever it is?
I'd love to see Mbengi.
Yeah, dude, I've been wanting to see Mbengi back.
You know what I mean? And you did a live with him. Okay, this was probably a while ago.
Yeah.
But you did a live with him not so long ago, and he's got such an infectious personality. We got to be seeing more. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I miss watching.
I'm not only talking now personality-wise. I want to see him in the ring.
Dude, like, to be honest, I'd actually like to see Tools fighting abroad. Like, I know what you're saying. Like, you want to see him fight locally.
Even if he fights abroad, as long as they televise it.
Yeah,
you can at least see.
You want to watch it, like. But look, if he has one more, I don't know. Like, what platform does Mbengi go up? Because he's of a certain market value. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to really fork out the bucks for him.
Well, ESPN can afford it. Can they not?
I don't know.
I rate ESPN could afford it. Golden Gloves could afford it.
But then why is he not?
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, but should it be a state secret as to why he hasn't laced up in a while?
I don't. That's a good question.
Because you can't point the finger at anyone. It could be he's maybe wanting to just take a time off. I mean, maybe he can answer it. Like maybe he's saying, "Look, I need a break." A break.
But 18-1. I mean, he's like, I think 30 now, somewhere like around there. Like,
yeah.
Like it's time to.
But of course. But that's what I'm saying. It's. The thing is, I've always. And that's what I was trying. Not even small town media, mainstream media, whatever it is. There's always something that happens, a story, a murder, a missing thing or something, but a big story.
Yeah.
It's here, it's relevant, but then it's gone. You never find out, did they get caught? Was it a dodgy deal or what, this or that or whatever. It's just like you don't hear anything further. So I'm saying, like, with Mbengi, it's okay, he's gone quiet. Okay. Yeah, you see he'll post a few things from time to time or, But, it's just like he's not. Okay, but why?
Yeah, there's no reason.
What's going on? I mean, like, okay, Cowan was off for a little while, but great to see him back.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm not Paul
Kamanga.
I mean, he's sensational in his videos that he's been posting up, his training videos. That he looks great.
But he says he's got fight news coming up.
Yeah, coming up.
So that's the. But it's been a while.
It's been a while.
No, I get you.
So I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I'm like, not sure why.
Is there anyone else
I mean,
apart from Mbengi that you have, like, you really want to see that you haven't seen?
I want to see Tommy, but I want to see Tommy here.
Against who?
I don't give a damn who he fights. I just want to see him.
So if he fought like a nobody, would that make you happy?
It's better than seeing him not fight.
But
listen, we know Tommy's situation. We know the situation that's surrounding Tommy. Now I'm saying, and you and I have discussed this off air. That I look at it and I say, here's a guy. They say everybody deserves a second chance, right? Okay, Tommy's case is like 4 chances. But, he's presented himself now, recently, okay? He's staying the course. He's training hard. It's almost like we're looking back at the Tommy of old, okay? I don't care whether it's Golden Gloves, ESPN, Fifth Element Promotion, doesn't matter who. But get him a fight, get him back into the mix of things. He's a talent, and he's really...
But isn't there some fight news pending now as well, or no?
I don't know. There was a post that he put up where he said it's going to be like a ground-shaking announcement that's coming up and that, and they did film something. I don't know who. Somebody filmed a shoot.
You said ground-shaking announcement.
Yeah.
Is that the exact word, or is that your...
No, it's along those lines. I know ground shaking is in there. Ground shaking is in there.
As Mike's making things up here.
No, ground shaking is in there. I'll even show you.
Okay, I'd like to see this post on social media because
but I'm just saying, like, look, I just think, there's a game-changing disruption on the horizon.
Ground shaking was different to game changing. Okay, let's see.
No, but what I'm trying to say is he's looking good.
Sneak peek behind today's shoots. Yeah. There's game-changing disruption on the horizon. So... Does that mean there's a fight coming up? Is that what your interpretation is?
I would interpret it that there's a fight coming up. Of course.
But if it's okay, right. So if it's game changing,
we'll go with game changing. Let's go with the right terminology. Here.
So if it's game changing, right? Who are game changing opponents? Because that's a strong word to use. You can't say game changing and then rock up against a Tanzanian, right?
No, I agree.
No disrespect, but
but I agree.
There's no like cruiserweight Tanzanian. That's what I'm trying to refer to.
Of course. Yeah.
Of course, there's good Tanzanian boxers, but in the cruiserweight division, no. So, who's going to be a game-changing opponent, or as you put it,
Nkunu,
Grant? Yeah, but
hey, he was touting on about this fight not too many posts back.
But Tabiso's just come off a WBC world title shot. Do you really see that as a realistic fight?
Okay, where does Nkunu go now?
He fights another up-and-coming contender, positions himself for another world title.
Could do, but why not? But why not Tommy? You don't think there's leftover beef there, something?
They won one, right?
Well, this is what I'm saying. Rooks beats Nap now, leaves it at 1-1. You're telling me you're not going to have a third? Come on, man. Have to have a third. Because I think...
I just... The way the boxing, like they're in different atmospheres at the moment. Like, Tommy's not earned his way as a cruiserweight yet.
Yeah, but if he never gets a shot, how's he going to earn
Tommy's
his way?
like, at the moment, his biggest win as a cruiserweight is against Yusuf Mwanza.
Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying. But
if
he doesn't get a shot...
Sorry, I take that back. It's against Tabiso Mchunu in the first fight. But then after that was Mwanza. Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Has he done the necessary... Like, because you've got to say, has he is being Tommy enough to earn him that fight?
But that's my
So
that's my argument. So my argument is,
I'm asking.
here's a guy who, look, we nobody's perfect, okay? Nobody walks on water. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. He's made a couple of mistakes. He's been given chances. He's made mistakes again. He's been given chances. Okay, it's the roll of the dice.
No, I'm not saying.
But hear me
I'm
out
not
here.
talking about the chances.
No, but hear me out here. If you're not given opportunities, how will you ever get the opportunity to go, well, I've earned my shot, if you don't get opportunities to fight in the first place?
But who's responsible for that?
Well, I don't know.
So promoters. So if you align yourself, for example, I think that Tommy's with Fifth Element, right? From the looks of things,
Yes.
it looks like he's at Fifth Element.
Well, you would, yeah.
It looks like, okay. So in that scenario, is it not up to his promoter in that situation to position opponents?
Well, it
So
should.
then that's where he could look. Like he should say.
Maybe he is.
And then you're saying.
Well, I mean, if he's not, if there's no fights coming,
So can that platform provide a fight against Teofimo? Bear in mind, Teofimo also, just like Tommy, they're both very expensive fights. So if you put them in the ring together, it's going to be a hell of a budget.
but then you'd agree with me in saying that there are bigger factors at play that are actually bad for boxing.
Which are?
The factors I'm saying, if you
The money that's...
No,
so-
okay, I don't know. Here's a paper. You've got 20 fighters on that roster, but you've got 5 different promoters. And this promoter says he's not going to work with that one. This one says, I don't want to put this on, I don't want to do that. Is that good for boxing?
Yeah, but it's their money.
But okay, so you'd rather have a fighter who's world class
But what
sitting in a gym
What
because
can-
you're going, oh, I don't want to work with this, I don't want to put money, or I don't want to do
That's
that.
the promotional game at the
Well,
moment.
but-
Unless we all under one banner like the UFC is, these fights will not be made.
These fights can be made if you sit around a table and you hash things. Okay, look, not everybody can be a Eddie Hearn.
Eddie Hearn's the best promoter in the world.
100%, but we could take a leaf out of his book. You're telling me that these fights
He actually
cannot
just steps
be made.
away from the whole situation.
But that-
Like what he did with Canelo's last fight.
Yes.
He stepped away, didn't even take his percentage.
Yeah.
He just,
Well, but he's not greedy.
he's
He's
got
got
enough
money.
money.
He doesn't need.
But that's a whole nother topic. Greed is a
No,
whole
of
nother
course,
topic.
100%. But what I'm trying to say is,
No, I know what you want. So you want to create these huge fantasy fights, which I want to see as well. I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. Don't get me wrong. I'm just looking at it from a logistical point of view.
okay. So then, what is your advice to a Tommy right now? Tommy's sitting right here, he's looking at you, and he's now saying to you, "Give me advice. Where do I go from here? How do I get a fight?"
So if it's plausible, you got to go abroad. That's your only option.
Okay, but you just said a minute ago he's got to earn his shot. So how does he earn his shot?
No. But like when I say fighting abroad, doesn't have to be fighting.
Doesn't have to be a big name.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But will someone look at him
But
now?
what I'm trying to say is Teofimo was at the level where he just fought for a WBC world title. Now I get the point that surely he can actually get in there and be competitive with Teofimo. I agree with you.
Of course he'd be
That's
competitive, yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I think it's a competitive fight. However, when you have stayed away from the game for so long and you haven't had the necessary fights, and Teofimo has won 2 fights in Russia to get him into that position, surely then you got to look at that situation and you say Teofimo's then earned it. Now why can't Tommy do the same thing? You can go to Russia twice, or you
But
can
who
go...
can answer that question?
Well, that would be for the promotional, the management outfit, That's what.
That's
But I'm saying, like now you're jumping steps when you're fighting Teofimo because he's done all the hard graft, and now you just
He's
jumping.
done all the hard graft, but truth be told, Teofiso's just come off a loss.
Yeah, but for the WBC world title,
Yes, but he's come off a loss.
that doesn't mean you can
You're
jump.
thinking
So-
taking Tommy for the third fight and you annihilate Tommy.
Do you know what you're
that's
doing
not
now?
gonna
Do you know what
elevate
you're doing now? That's like saying Canelo beats Triple G, and that means Nkululeko Bulldog Mshlongo should go fight if he beats
Oh,
John
but come
Mbappe.
on, that's not the same.
That's what
thing.
you're basically saying.
That's
That's
not
like saying
the
Bulldog should go fight Golovkin because he lost to Canelo Alvarez.
That's not the same thing. What I'm trying to let's go back right to the start.
Are you saying because they're countrymen? That's the only reason why they would make this fight.
Okay, but as being countrymen, that could be made here. The same way, if Van Heerden came back to South Africa, that fight could be
Who does
made
that
here.
fight interest though? I mean.
The Mbengi Van Heerden fight.
No, not that one. The previous one.
Oh, the Tommy.
I'm saying does Mchunu look at that fight and say there's much to gain out of that fight? I'm looking at it from both point of views because Tommy, there's a lot more to gain, right?
Payday. You want payday.
But what payday are you going to make in South Africa?
Oh, look, I'm not...
The rand, the rand is not strong.
Against the dollar now, it's very strong.
No.
It was 18 rand, sitting at 14 rand now, boss.
That's plenty. Yeah, YouTube revenue. Yeah?
Look, what I'm trying to say to you is that here's a guy that's conducted himself really well. He's gone against all odds to show that he's focused. He's training really well. He's training really hard. And I can see, look, I don't know Yanni, but I can see she's trying to obviously
Yeah, he's building his
build
brand.
it and his
No,
brand. He's
I'm-
got good sponsors, things like that. But if you don't get the opportunity to fight,
All I'm saying, Mike, is that you can build his brand, but you can't jump steps. You can't jump to Teofimo and Tuna straight away.
no. All
It's
right,
like-
okay,
it's like-
given. All right, given.
No, I'll give you an example. right now. So Johnny beats Akani Puzi. Does he jump to Kevin Lerena at that stage when they were both cruiserweights for the third fight?
For the third, yeah, they come
Because
back.
Kevin was still a cruiserweight when Johnny Muller beats Akani Puzi.
No, I don't think so.
Same
no,
argument.
No, I'm not.
Do you hear
disputing
me
it.
now?
I never not heard you.
Alright.
But what I'm trying to say is, here's a guy sitting in the gym. He's not getting fights. He called Teofimo out 2-3 posts back.
I could call out Jake Paul. Am I going to get the fights?
Well, maybe.
I can license tomorrow.
You can license tomorrow. But okay, look. But what I'm trying to say is, why is it not happening? It needs to happen.
Why is that fight on? I've just explained why.
Can you beat the clock? No, you can't. Age catches up to everybody, right?
But is there...
There's gonna come a point where
But what I'm trying to say is the desperation from, let's just say, Tsebiso's side. He's just coming off a very well-paid WBC
Of course.
world title fight. Why wouldn't he
100%.
take a fight against, let's just say, for example, the guy that Lawrence Okoli and Makabu just beat, the Polish guy.
that Kislak.
Now, if he gets offered
Yeah.
if Tsebiso gets offered a fight like that in Poland, I'm just saying if I'm
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
plausibles here, if that's a much more sensible fight because he's just lost for the WBC, the other guy's just lost for the is it the IBF, I think. What's Okoli? Is he WBO? I think.
He's WBC, isn't he?
No. Bradis is WBC.
Oh, Bradis. I think he's yeah.
So if it happens that way, would it not make more sense for the two contenders to fight it out back for the number one contendership spot, or if there's a new up and comer, i.e. someone that's like 20-0 or something like that they should be given that opportunity? I just
So-
don't. I just see like I'm very big on the earning. You have to earn your spots.
When Tommy fought that guy, what's his name? Macklin or what?
Which one's that?
Igor McCulklin.
Right, one
Whatever
he lost to in Russia.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. He came back here off a loss.
Mm.
All right, and it was what 2 fights later he fought Nkunu. So
Yeah, but
Nkunu's just lost.
Mm.
Okay.
But that was when Teofimo had lost a lower fight.
Well, he first lost Makabu, then he lost the lower fight.
Yeah, against that Romanian guy.
Yes. Then
But that
Igor McCulklin, whatever.
but that's Igor and that Romanian guy, same level. So if Tommy and Teofimo both lost to that guy, it made sense for Tommy and Teofimo then to clash. But now Tebiso's lost to someone that's on another level.
See, but I'm looking at it going, they fought 2 fights. There's needle there. You understand?
Stop selling this fight to the public.
What I'm trying to say is, look, we're gonna hop on about this. I'm just saying,
This has been our longest debate on this.
get the man a fight.
Yes, that's what I'm
Get the
saying.
man a fight. Get the man
That's
a
what
fight.
I'm
ESPN
saying, man.
executives, Golden Gloves, whoever. Get that man a fight. He's hungry. We've got Tommy back. I'm telling you.
Okay, I've got no disputes, but you understand where I'm coming from as well.
I get you. Yeah.
Okay.
100% I get where you're coming from. Of course.
Okay.
That's the whole point about this show, is it
This
not? We
debate's
obviously-
fan-friendly, huh?
We have to throw in all, and please, guys, comment, eh?
Comment, huh?
Comment. We want these comments.
Don't take Mike's side. He's going to feel his ego. Oh, my goodness. Mike, what are we talking about now?
Look, we got a question.
We got a question.
Yeah, and we do listen
Please
to.
don't throw anyone under buses now.
No. I'm not throwing anyone under a bus. But we did get a question, okay? And it's nice that guys interact and ask questions and things like that. Okay,
Ready for this one? Yeah.
right. So I don't know. That's why I'm bringing it. Maybe you know.
Okay.
All right. So it came from a guy in the States,
United States of America.
United States of America, and he said to me, "All right, I'm going to try and simplify the question, but if I don't make sense, we'll have to delve into the question."
All right.
Okay, so if you want to become a judge,
Oh, don't do this to me.
I have to. If you want to become a
Don't
judge
do
in South
this to
Africa,
me.
Do
I'm
you-
going to have to call a friend.
no. I'm just saying, okay. What is the process? Is it a known process? Is it a simple process, or is it a process of go online, I want to become a judge, or I want to become a ref, or I want to officiate, or whatever the case might be. You pay your fee and bang, you're a registered ref, or you're a registered judge. Now you obviously start smaller tournaments and you got to build your way up.
I'm going to be completely honest, I don't know.
Okay, so what we're saying is it's not out there information, because I don't know.
You can go into the website,
Okay. No, yeah, but what I'm saying is it's not like a clear cut. You know, when it's time for your driver's license, your learners, you know what it is you got to do. You got to go open a bank account. You know what it is you got to do. You know what I'm saying? So to become an officiator, whether it's judge or ref or whatever, okay, what's the procedure? What's the criteria, if any criteria? Okay, so
are you saying because the judges sometimes score so
hear me out. So question one aside. Just keep it to the side for a gap for a moment. You and I can watch a fight right now on TV. Okay? We might call it the same way, but there's a big possibility we might not call it the same way.
Especially if it's me and you.
100%. We're not going to call it the same way, all right? Now, what I'm trying to say is, if we are in agreement,
yes,
and this is where the question part comes in, if we agree that judges are different in the sense of what they look for in order to score a fight. Okay. I look at a fight, I look at Floyd Mayweather and I say he's a genius. He is a master of the sweet science. Okay. He's boring to some, but yet that man can box. Get me?
Yeah.
Another guy will look at it and say Pacquiao is, wow, this guy throws bombs, he's aggressive, he's out there, he gets into rumbles. So, you'll often hear a commentator say, it depends how the judges see it.
Yes.
Do they like aggression and come forward? Do they like on your back foot counter, ring generalship? What is it that they look for? Now, if we are saying both of them are correct, when they read out the scorecards, okay, sometimes it's blatant, I'm not disputing that. When they read out the scorecards and they're going, hey, this, for example, the Makabu Mukunu fight. All right. The one judge had it in favor of Mukunu. The one judge had it in favor of Makabu.
Very close though, right?
Very close. Okay. But it was different. But if we're saying both judges in how they score a fight are correct, okay, what is the actual official way to score a fight?
I thought you said you were going to summarize this.
I know. I'm trying to summarize as best I can. But I said to him, look, I actually don't. I thought it was a bloody good question, because I'll watch a fight, and this is where you obviously get differences of opinion.
Okay.
Which is great for boxing, but
okay, I'll give you a good example of this. Right, we can talk about a specific fight: Erislandy Lara versus Canelo Alvarez. Right.
Yes.
So this is the exact fight, the best example I can think of, where you got a counter puncher against a come forward fighter. Yeah. Canelo's the come forward, although he developed a bit of counter later in his career. At that stage, he was a come forward fighter. He beat Erislandy Lara that day on points,
but
controversially, it went under as a split decision.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts that day? Because I actually watched the fights with the co-commentator undercard Ricky Shabalala the other day, and what we had originally thought happened that day, we completely changed our minds when watching the fight back. So I just want to get back your memories of that fight and how you would have scored that.
I must be honest with you. I felt Canelo did enough.
Okay.
How
much do you remember the fight?
But had they given the fight to...
You wouldn't have complained.
I wouldn't have complained.
But how much do you remember of it?
Okay, it was a while back. But,
yeah.
But I can get back...
Because it's fresh in my memory now, so that's why I'm asking this question, because it favours my benefit.
No, 100%. This guy.
I watched it recently with Rix, and originally I remember Lara winning the fight in my mind. I thought Lara just destroyed Canelo, outpointed him.
Okay, that's a bit of a far, but okay. I wouldn't say destroyed.
Outclassed. Okay, outclassed is the word.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and then we watched it back, and we realized that Lara started the fight really well, and this is what I didn't remember it like this. And Canelo picked up momentum and started reading Lara a lot better, and sort of towards the end of the fight, we actually had Canelo winning 7-5.
Which is close.
Yeah. And that's recently watching it back. So,
but it goes into my estimation.
It depends how you watch the fight.
100%. But that's my point. So when you get guys where the judges are reading out these, it's a robbery, that throws shade on the sport. straight off the bat.
So here's
That's not a good thing.
So here's another thing, right? Because you were very vocal on social media about Hedda Volmrans versus Ruth Chazali. You felt that Ruth won the fight.
I did, and we didn't cover that actually.
But can you see how Hedda could have won the fight? I'm trying to ask
I can
you.
see how she won the fight.
So
she came on strong championship rounds towards the end.
Were there not close rounds in the middle rounds? Were they not close for you?
No, I think look, like I think Ruth Chazali started strong.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, she definitely
had a weight advantage as well in the beginning, which can contribute.
It can contribute, yeah. Look,
and that's the reason why she could have been getting tired in the later rounds, because she was a bit stocky.
It's possible, but I have a debate on that as well. I do. I genuinely do. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I truthfully have a debate on it, because I'm going, weights are there for a reason. Okay? And I know, like, but it was on ESPN, and, it's just... No way you
and
can
the IBF
look
title.
at it. It's wrong that you came in overweight.
3 kilograms.
100%.
Yeah.
But the opposing side has also got a choice in the matter where they're going, listen, this is just ludicrous. How you come in 3 kilograms over for a title fight?
But I think they prepared so hard. I mean,
100%. But then you can't be... that argument of the weight has to be then out the window.
Not really.
It has to be.
No.
I can't say, look, you're 3 kilos over, it's disgraceful, but okay, I'm going to take you on anyway. And then, you know what I'm trying to say?
No. Mike, if your main, well, I don't know if it's main, but if a big portion of your income stream came down to something and they're like, well, look, it's going to be more difficult than we first expected, are you just going to say, no, just leave it, I won't take my money?
How do you mean?
In Hedda's case, I mean, first of all, that's the biggest title she's ever fought for. She's been an ESA champion, but it's IBF Africa title. It puts you in the rankings. There's so many permutations.
100%. But then you can't, if you didn't have a great performance, you can't say, yeah, but it was weight or it was this. She's lucky. Hedda got away with this one. I'm telling you. She did enough.
What was your scorecard?
Ruth did. I had Ruth up. I think it was 6-4.
That's close.
Of course, I didn't say it wasn't close.
Okay.
Of course, it was close.
Okay.
Which is why I'm not saying robbery.
You did say robbery.
No.
You were screaming robbery.
Never in a million years. I said she got away with one. My estimate.
But that's like saying you got a robbery.
Well, not really.
It's like saying.
Can you say it's
did
a
you get away
robbery?
with the robbery? That's like saying. It's exactly the same thing.
Okay. All right. Okay. Robbery. Put it out there. Okay. I'm saying. I felt Ruth did enough to win. I believe she did enough to win. And I don't...
You heard my commentary, right?
No, I did.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying like...
100%.
No. So
Somebody called you out for that on social media.
Which was total bullshit, because
100%.
I called the fight down the middle.
And that's exactly what I thought. But what I'm saying is that I just feel Ruth did enough to win. I do believe Hedda came back championship rounds towards the end. But I still think it was too little too late. And I don't believe she did enough to win. But
so when I posed the question, I think it was around round 9, and I asked Kotso on the air as well. So I said, do you think that this could be a draw? What did you think of my comment when I said that?
Yeah, look, I would have still thought it was, if it was called a draw, I think it would have been better than Hedda winning, but still a disadvantage, or how do you call it, to Ruth. I genuinely felt she did enough to win.
This fight was history, though. Remember, it's the first time a female fight's fighting for an IBF Africa title.
Of course. And that's what I'm saying. I don't take anything away from the fact she came in overweight, which is totally wrong. I don't buy the bus story or them coming from it far. I don't buy any of that.
Because many people have made weight
as
from
a
bus
professional,
further.
100%. As a professional, you understand what I'm saying? You have a duty to
make weight.
To
you
make
sign
weight,
for a weight
100%.
10 weeks before the fights. I mean,
100%. But what I'm trying to say is I can't come in and say to you, you 3 kilos overweight,
I mean, like,
if Hedda had lost that fight, would she have blamed the weight?
For me and you, we're stress eaters, so it wouldn't happen. But
talk for yourself, stress eater. Look. What I'm trying to say is it's definitely what. But I think there was enough outcry where people were saying Ruth was absolutely. I mean,
who was crying?
Done in.
Everyone or
plenty people.
I'm just asking.
Are you not a social media kind of guy? It's the 20th century.
Bro, I finish work really late that night. So I don't even open up my phone.
What I'm trying to say is my view. I honestly think Ruth did enough to win. It's nonsense she came in overweight, but I don't think that can be used as an excuse, because at the end of the day, it's not about money. Your life is on the line, correct? So if you feel someone's come in way over the weight than what they should have been, you know what, then sorry, but I'm not the one who came in overweight.
So what happens to your opportunity then? Do you think you just get like another opportunity straight after turning down a fight? I'm just asking.
The fighter that didn't pitch, what was his name? He got an opportunity. He's fighting now.
No. The guy that did pitch is getting the opportunity.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So Hedda did pitch. She came in on weight.
But if she's saying refusing to have a fight now.
Okay, but but when you get these fights in the States where the guy says,
or
if you don't come in at this weight, there's no fight.
Okay, no, hold on a second, Mike.
So it's not impossible.
If you travel all the way to the United States of America, you're traveling to Las Vegas, Nevada, Floyd Mayweather, you're fighting Floyd. He comes 3 kilograms overweight. You're going to say no, bud. You know what?
No. You misunderstand my point. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to beat your ass even more because you came in overweight.
But you're not saying he has an advantage over you.
Why would he have an advantage over you?
He's going to be heavier than you, stronger than you.
3 kilograms.
It's a lot of weight in boxing.
There's fucking 2 pork choppies here. Then what are you talking about?
It's a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight.
I'm not disputing that.
Especially in the lower divisions.
I'm not disputing that. But if you're bold enough to say you're going to make this fight go through,
the only division,
overweight or not.
The only division is heavyweight, where the guys are big.
Yeah, of course.
We saw that with Josh Pistorius and
we saw that
Sean
with
Root.
Kevin.
And Kevin
Dino was what?
Dinu.
14 kilos heavier.
That's when the skill set is more.
100%. We've seen that with Canelo.
Canelo fought who?
Wasn't what's his name? He was when he fought Floyd.
No.
He was lighter at the catch weight, but he came in. Obviously, fight night, he was going to weigh a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, it was that was puppy fat, man. That wasn't real solid. You see how solid he is
now.
Yeah,
I check. That's the Mexican beef.
Yeah, that's when he was like the color of this table. He was very white then.
Now
he's got some tan now. A horrible fighter.
Horrible fighter. No, look, what I'm trying to say is that I forget weight, forget this. I just felt that on the night, based on the fight, Ruth did enough to win. And I love Hedda.
That's your opinion,
I take nothing away from the Shredder. I'm a big fan of hers. But I think she got away with it.
What do you think happens in the rematch? Quickly. If there's a rematch.
It depends on how they come out. If Hedda fights the way she did the first fight, she's going to lose the second fight.
And if Ruth comes in on weight this time, you think it's a different fight?
In whose favor? In Ruth's favor?
No.
In Hedda's favor. Yeah. Again, like I say, if she fights the way she did,
or if she fights
the weight.
If she fights the way she ended the fight, then she wins.
If she fight, yeah.
That's what I'm like.
Yeah.
It's momentum.
No, 100%, yeah.
Alright.
So, okay. But that's a big debate. We've sort of covered it.
Have we?
Yeah, wow. I don't believe so, but
there's never an end.
But what I want...
You can't end a debate. Like,
hey, guys, please throw your comments in the section. Get the conversation flowing, and we'll add a little small segment at the beginning of the next podcast where we'll have a couple of the other guys. This guy says this, this guy says this.
Next episode, I swear, next time I'm inviting someone on, they're going to talk onto this thing here.
Yeah.
That'd be like
100%. Just going back to what I was saying, right? So,
Mike,
just quick
say
sticks.
We were done?
Yeah, quick sticks. So what I'm saying is there no way? Okay, it can be put out there in terms of going, this is how you become a judge, how you become a ref, the criteria, the stuff that goes on behind it. What do they look for? Because I look at a fight, I see it one way. You look at a fight and see it one way, right? But if you're saying you agree with the judge, if he looks at come forward fighting, what? You look at a judge, he goes, he's happy to a back foot. And but if both ways are right.
But this is the human element, right? Because
of course it's the human element.
Because if we go like robotic, then it will surely favor one style or the other.
Okay, truth be told that, but then but then can we not, post-fight, when you got the fighter and the trainer and that, why can't you have the ref and the judges there? Why? Is there a law against it?
What do you mean? Sorry, say.
Fight's finished.
Yeah. So the fight's...
the header Chisali fight ends.
Right, so they go back to their corners.
They go back to their corners. Yes. Now there's a post-fighter interview. You do like a little interview. Obviously you're not doing it with every fighter, but you're doing it with the main card.
Yeah, right.
The judges that called that fight, and the ref, whatever.
Do you want to interview them?
Can they not be interviewed? Are they not allowed to be interviewed?
I don't know.
So can the judges that sit there go, okay.
I know that the referee can be like in certain...
Okay, but that's what I'm trying to say, right? So if that happens, Ndombasi nap, post-fight, okay? Ref, there was a 3 knockdown rule. Why didn't you call it?
Well, the refs are already running for the curtains at that stage.
But he shouldn't be.
No, but
Now-
are you saying they should be able to explain their decisions?
No, 100%. But now it's mandatory. You will, after a main event of a fight, sit your ass down and explain.
But how are you going to get that? Like,
Boxing South Africa must come to the party.
but what about the rest of the world?
Tell me this favor. All right? Stan Christodoulou. Okay, the South African Telly Savalas. Okay? He was present. Yeah. There was so much confusion about this rule, that rule, was it, wasn't it, all that shit. He disappeared. Kevin fights.
He's there.
He's sitting there. Was it, what, ooh, all of that. But all of a sudden, that now's out the door. Had there been a platform where an official has to be present.
But how can you force someone to...
What I'm trying to say is, but can it not be like that?
I don't know.
Can it not be a case of again, well, the officiator for the main card, the main fight, has to be present afterwards, where it can be addressed to him. Where you go, how did you get to that scorecard? An interview. It's not like a grilling session, but he can then say, I saw the fight this way. That's why I gave it to what. Because every time there's a dodgy decision, there's shade thrown on boxing. I'm not saying that historically, there's people that have done match fixing and cut like that. What I'm trying to say, for the most part, okay.
So wasn't there a review for the Ndombasky or Nap fight?
Okay, but what happened?
Nothing. I don't know.
But that's my point.
It's under the rug.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying about the mainstream media and all this shit. Well, it's there. It's out there. It gets people talking. It gets people calling me fucking names and all that shit. But what I'm trying to say is it stops. So what actually happened? It happened now in Britain. They went to the BBBB of C.
Demoted the guy, I remember.
They demoted the guy, right? There was follow-up for that, so okay, but what happened in our situation?
How many referees do we have in this country?
Well, that's my point.
That's another problem. So if you demote someone, there's just one less person. There's no one coming up and
what are we doing actively? What is Boxing South Africa doing actively to say, we want you? Come and be our next ref.
We've spoken about this before. I've seen that reference.
100%, but that's what I'm saying. How? Where?
Which episode was it? Number 2?
2. No, it was the first one.
First episode we touched on this.
Yeah, but that's my point.
So,
there's not enough...
Mike, why don't we just get the CEO of BSA onto the show to answer your questions?
Hey, that is...
I can't answer your questions. I'm not in that position.
No, of course. But this is more of a thing. It's not really much of a debate. It stemmed from the question that we got, where they were saying, if we're saying two judges seeing a fight two different ways is correct, how can we then say it's robbery or it's this or it's that or whatever? Now, you look at the Chisali Vormerans fight, okay? Maybe the one judge looked at it and said no, but he looked at it in the way Hedder was fighting, and that's why he gave her the... Okay, to the fans, they're saying, Chisali was robbed here. But if the the judge could be privy to a post-fight meeting, question, can WhatsApp tweets, all these Instagrams and all this stuff, the questions can come out. They can say, well,
So what you want is accountability.
100%. And there should be. Because you know what?
If that judge was able to explain to you why I gave that decision to that person, and
you might still not agree with it.
But it is what it is.
But it is what it is. But it might give you more insight into... Okay, I see what the ref was
like on the night, right?
Like
look at the night, right? So let's say it's a 10-round fight in this instance, which is a 10-round fight. How's the judge supposed to remember each and every individual? Because remember, they're scoring round per round.
No, they are.
So they're not going to be able to tell
but
you
should be able to,
in round 3...
On the main card, but you and I do it.
Yeah, but...
We can watch a fight, and after you said it
but
yourself.
But we're not under the pump to judge a fight.
No, but are you under the pump when you're being interviewed?
Who's under the pump? Who am I interviewing?
The judge. Can't be under the pump. You know what I'm saying? It's over now. So you've just called that fight.
The problem is you got too many voices at play, because you're going to get this fan wanting to ask that question, this fan wanting to ask, and then you've got two different segments of fans asking, why is it like this, or it's too it's too much information.
I'm not saying what I'm trying to say is that somehow it could be whittled down to a situation of, it's not even about being accountable, just it's a simple thing. I gave the fight because of this. You got Adelaide Bird, Dave Moretti.
But they've been removed.
Yes, but what I'm trying to say is that if they've been removed, that just removes them from the equation. But the next guy who comes in doesn't mean he's not going to do the same thing.
Yeah, but when you're asking someone to explain their decision now, and you don't agree with it, then what?
yes, I'm not saying everybody would agree with it, but what I'm saying is because it's brought into the limelight, and the person's got the platform to say, I saw the fight like this, that's why I called the fight like that. It doesn't have to be on the night.
But you get it in other sports where you don't have anyone, the referees don't speak to people afterwards, the linesmen don't speak to people afterwards in games.
They don't, but why can't it be like that in boxing?
But why does
Okay,
that,
all right,
why is it like that in boxing?
Okay, forget that then. But then bring out a thing of what is the right way to judge a fight.
But then that's wrong though, because
How is it wrong?
because you said it right in the beginning how people judge fights,
Exactly.
and that's opinion based. So that's the human element.
100%.
That's why we have humans judging.
For sure, but
Otherwise, everyone will otherwise, like how they do in Britain for like 6-rounders and 4-rounders. The referee scores the fight, so the referee will say there won't be any judges.
no,
It'll just be
the ref, yeah.
there's a singular judging, or if there's a singular judge, obviously it's subjective. That's why you have 3 judges, so that you get the best results out of it from a human element. No matter how people are watching the fights, you get the best result because you've got 3 independent people watching the fights, scoring it. That's how you get 2 versus 1 or 3-0, or you know what I'm trying to say.
I'll get you.
Like it's the best way to do it. I don't think having to explain it is going to change the impact of the fight. The scorecards will be the scorecards. The only thing I can think about it is if a camp lodges an appeal against a decision they feel like aggrieved about, and then they review that decision. BSA needs to review it. Now it's on the onus of that camp to follow up on emails, to go through all the administrative
100%,
process. But that's not public. Public is what we've seen. We've called robbery. You get enough bashing on social media. You know that people get affected by it on social media. We mentioned before off camera that some people get affected. Some boxers get affected by social media comments.
Of course they get
In
affected,
this instance, it's Hedda. Who's
that-
being bashed on social media
100%, and I don't feel the bashing is necessary. She doesn't deserve to get bashed.
because she's not a judge.
She's not a judge, no. But what I'm trying to say is, if in a situation of, it doesn't have to be all the time. Now, the Hedda Chisali fight.
But does this fight still, like how we did with the Nap Ndombasi fight,
Yeah.
does it still linger now to this day?
Of course it lingers. You saw yesterday on social media.
What happened on social media?
Oh, so going off at it.
The same thing.
We were talking about Tace Nap,
Yeah.
and the Ndombasi thing got brought up.
That's your. Who brought it up?
Well, I'm trying to. There was a conversation between Warren, your lips boy, and Mohammed. I forget his name now, but there was a conversation that was had, and then all of a sudden, they started talking Rourke and Ndombasi. Rourke had to get up. Rourke did get up. He got knocked down 4 times. He lost the fight.
Okay,
The fight should be
okay,
stopped.
okay.
So it didn't stop.
But if Rourke beats Branyan, then that gets erased.
Does it?
It gets erased because there becomes his biggest win on his record. You almost kind of forget.
No, but you see, but that's what I'm trying to
Or
say.
if-
It's not.
Or if Hedda knocks out Chisali in a rematch, then you forget about the first results. Just
You forget about the first.
just like
result, but we shouldn't be.
just
forgetting
how
about the first
conveniently
result.
you forgot that Golovkin destroyed Canelo in the
Never
first
in a
fight.
million years. Come
After
on.
Canelo got
I-
a skimly win past Golovkin in the second fight.
No.
That's how easy you forgot
but
about the first result.
That's where this topic goes to, because you saw the fight a specific way, I saw it a specific way, but both ways were correct. Because first fight I said
Golovkin won.
no.
I had it 7-5 to Golovkin.
I said if no, I had it the other way. I had it for Canelo. Yeah, no, I did. But I'm saying it was such a close fight that you can't be aggrieved if it went the other way. So you're telling me it was a close fight if Canelo...
The second fight was a Canelo win.
Yes, of course.
I give it also 7-5.
But it close,
7-5.
Close fight. But Canelo won that.
How I could watch. How did you score the second fight?
7-5.
So you scored both fights 7 fights.
Yes.
You don't think Canelo did better in the second fight than he did in the first fight?
I think he did. I would say
My
he did.
point in case.
No, but no, because I just said to you the first fight, if it went Golovkin's way, I wouldn't have been aggrieved.
Right, but the second fight you would have been aggrieved.
Yes, I would have.
But you scored both fights 7-5.
Yeah.
So why would you not be aggrieved by the first fight, even though you scored
I
both
didn't
fights
say-
7-5?
if-
No, if I'm saying even though you scored both fights 7-5, the first fight, why wouldn't you feel aggrieved if Golovkin won the fight?
And I didn't say I'd be aggrieved. I said if Golovkin won the first fight, I wouldn't be aggrieved. Just as people that are aggrieved because Canelo won the first fight shouldn't be aggrieved. Because it was that close of a fight. It could have gone either way. That's what I'm saying. But the second fight, you can't argue... Well, it was close, but you can't argue that...
There was arguments for Golovkin draw.
No, of course there was.
For no Golovkin draw, for a draw in the
draw,
second fight.
yes, yeah.
But it went Canelo. And I wasn't
But
upset
you know,
with
but
it.
look, you know what? That kind of fight... either way it went, you wouldn't be able to say it was a robbery, or you wouldn't be able to say someone was done in.
The first fight.
I don't believe.
I felt that strongly about Golovkin winning the first fight. I won't lie to you.
Nah.
I won't lie to you. I felt so strongly about it.
Of course, yeah. I mean, you're a Golovkin fan.
I'm a Golovkin and a Canelo fan. Let's put it. You say the same thing.
Of course, I did.
Or you're not a Golovkin fan.
No, I'm a Golovkin fan, but not as big a Golovkin fan.
You're
as
a Golovkin fan enough to give him a win over Murata.
Yeah. Yes.
By knockout. What did you write?
Points.
You went points too.
No. I said stoppage. No,
I think I went points because I think of his age. That's what my factor is.
Yeah, most of what came through, I believe, was obviously because of age. Because.
Okay, wait.
Anyway, but that's another thing. Look, what I'm trying to say is, somehow, there must be more information.
Hundreds of years, there's never been anyone being interviewed about this.
No,
now,
but
all of a sudden,
not?
why do we need it? Now, why is this the age of sensitivity?
Because it would bring in. Well, yeah, we live in a woke world now.
You are following suit. You're like, nah, it's going to be woke. I'm going to follow woke.
No, but what I'm trying to say is.
No, I know.
If there's a bit of.
I know what you're trying to say.
It doesn't have to be like just a casual interview.
So are you saying afterwards, okay, let's just say, for example, are you talking about all the fights or just the main fights?
No, the main fight.
So what happens if there's controversy on the undercard?
Okay, but how often is there controversy?
I'm just saying,
like,
there's a lot of robberies on the undercard.
No, of course.
Worldwide.
Yeah,
because of building prospects and so forth.
Okay, what if it wasn't then every fight? But what if it was a case of... No, but you see, it can't be like... look, it's a difficult...
No, because you're saying... I get what you're saying. There should be some form of accountability, but how much time are we wasting by sitting down a referee after each fight and saying...
How so? We're interviewing fighters after a fight. So why can't we just interview the ref at the same time?
Because the fights is actually what people want to hear.
Of course. But when it causes so much division, when a Volmaran's Chasali fight, when a Abdul Aziz fights, and then there was that controversy.
No, hold on. But then, what happens if it's a clear win? Do you then say, okay, no, referee, don't want to talk to you anymore?
No, of course we can talk to him. Why wouldn't we want to talk to him?
Well, it's a clear win. Why would you want to talk to a referee?
Because now you're going, I now see how this ref thinks. I see what he's looking for. This judge is a come forward fighting type of judge. So when Mkunu fights Makabu and he thinks he's doing enough, he's going, I know these judges like more come forward action fighter. You can adopt, you can change your strategy.
No, but
less things would be called robbery.
Here's more argument now, because WBC rules mandate that after every 4 rounds the judges' scorecards are read.
Yes,
so
which
he
is
would
great.
have known where he was in that fight.
Which is but that's a question then for why he didn't push more. The corner thought they did enough, and this is what I'm trying to say. If both judges are looking at it wrong, we need to then
You're
stop.
asking for a lot of admin, eh?
I'm not asking how.
You assume an admin position once, and now you're asking everyone does the same work.
No, it's not that. What I'm trying to say
give us a simplified solution, because I think that's just too much.
It is too much, but I'm not the simplified solution. I'm asking, and our viewers can let us know. Would that be something that's beneficial? Would it? Because it's never going to stop it. You're never going to please everyone. You're always going to have those that say it's not, those that say it is. But if you think Stanley stood in front of the camera, and even just for 5 minutes, even if it was a human error or whatever it might have been, okay? But if he just stood in front of the camera, gave his 5 minutes, the ref came and said, he made a mistake or whatever it was, that it would have made a difference. Yes, and you know why it would have made a difference? Because let's say the result would have been reversed.
Okay, but then we're not looking at June 11.
Why wouldn't we be looking at June 11?
Because he would have lost the fight if the results reversed.
Yeah, and?
Who's fighting on June 11?
Yeah, Rourke is fighting Brandon.
Yeah.
But it lost. What would that have been?
The fight wouldn't have materialized.
How so?
Because he would have lost the fights. He would have been coming off a loss. You can't fight for belts coming off losses.
Get you that, but okay, but could it not be a non-title fight?
But the interest of the public is
Of
now.
course there's an interest there. Come on.
No.
It gains big time interest.
Now all of a sudden, if Ndombasi wins that fight, he goes above.
Okay, so then Ndombasi fought Taste then.
But does that whet the appetite of the public as much?
I wouldn't mind seeing a Taste and Ndombasi fight. You wouldn't want to see that fight?
More than a Rourke Taste fight.
I always believed that Taste and Rourke would eventually fight again. They were scheduled to fight, and then he got COVID.
No, the draw fights is Rourke versus Brandon. That's the
Of
draw
course
fights.
it's the draw fight. Of course it's the draw fight.
So that's the
But
so there's your reason.
You have to bring Ndombasi in the mix in the sense of if there was a 3 knockdown rule, he felt he was aggrieved and it got overturned.
Yeah, but I mean,
we're saying, oh no, but then that wouldn't have made sense for the Rourke fight. Okay, but then that kind of means if Rourke beats Brandon, it puts an end to the Ndombasi debacle, but it could never put an end to that debacle. Because there's the debacle of...
Are you saying the winner fights Ndombasi?
100%.
But Nate's coming off a loss.
Who's coming off a loss?
Ndombasi.
Yeah, he's coming off a loss now.
So I know what you mean. So if that decision was overturned...
Yes.
Then it would make sense.
Yeah. Look, it's such a tricky one. What I'm trying to say is I'm just trying to get the point out there based on the question we got was that 2 judges see a fight 2 totally different ways, but yet they're both right. They're not wrong in how they're calling a fight. Because some would say Makabu was the come forward, some would say Jabisu was the... This is what's the beauty of boxing. It's so diverse, it's so debatable.
You see, like,
it's
a lot
awesome.
of, like, because you saw... like robbery calls on social media. You see it all the time for different various fights that you like. Sorry. So you like that. That wasn't even a robbery. That was a normal call.
Of course, yeah. That's why I say you're always going to get
or
that.
Or you get people that'll say this commentator said that when the commentator didn't even say that. You know, that type of thing. And you're trying to think to yourself, well, where's that line? Because there's
that's what I'm trying to say. If there's more,
especially with casuals,
why can't you do a quick 1, 2, 3, and you've got a judge sitting in front of you?
Is it a quick debate though? It's not a quick debate.
It's not a quick debate. But if a judge, from his perspective, says, "Okay, Mr. Jones, I'm a judge now. Okay, this is what I look for in a fight." You listen to legendary trainers.
They must stay the day before,
no,
and they must talk about what they want.
What I'm trying to say is, you get those. But then I think they call TV spots, and you get a trainer will say, "Fuck, what he likes to look for in a fighter, what he sees in a fighter, how a fighter moves or whatever, and all of that." He's got a vision of his perfect fighter. So if you've got a judge who has a TV, let's get a judge in here, and we say to him, "Sell me this pen." Same kind of concept.
This is the Wolf of Wall Street. Okay.
But what I'm trying to say is, explain what it is you look for exactly in a boxing fight. What do you see? And the guy will, I like this, or whatever it is. So now, okay, so
now you've got to adapt your game plan to the judge.
Before you worry about that, now you know a judge that favors a come-forward fighter. This is what he looks for. Now you get another judge in here who goes, I like a guy who's on his bicycle, shoulder rolls, uses the ring, defensive, whatever the case is. I like looking at that. They're both correct. Because if you call it, why then use the terminology and say, depends what the judges look for? Because if you're going, it depends what the judges look for, then both judges are right in what they're looking for, is it not?
But here's that other argument that I came back. If everyone judge fights the same way, we might as well just have a robotic system.
Of course. But what I'm trying to say is, if you're bringing it out there, where the general public...
The general public can't judge.
No, but they're not meant to judge.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if they know a bit more about how judges judge, they might look at fights differently. They might not be calling fights. Well, that judge looks at that.
It's like when people were calling Sid Pacquiao beat Mayweather. You saw those.
Yes, I saw that.
So that's why I don't trust the public.
No, okay, but you can't tell me that.
So you want education for public?
Yes.
But how?
Brief.
Look, majority of boxing supporters are casual supporters, right?
Yeah.
What I mean by that is they're not actively involved in the sport like me and you. We don't talk, like they don't go on social media and say, I'm looking for this boxing story. They catch the odd story here and there, and then they're lucky to get a ticket to come to this event or blah 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 to take their family out or whatever it might be, and it's just a different experience for them. Like they can be like, oh, this guy won the fight, or
okay, but the same way you get judges, 2 different types of judges. That view a fight, you're going to get 2, 3 different types of supporters that view a fight. Some are there for the hear, some are there just for the crowd. Some are there that are avid boxing supporters, no matter what. You talk shit about my boxer, I'm going to put you in your place, son. You understand that you get those kind of supporters? They're not interested in now the background. You'll have a guy that will avidly defend a fighter even if he's in the wrong. Correct?
I know someone like that.
No.
I know someone like that. I know a guy.
What I'm trying to say is, I'm a big Rourke fan, right? Massive Rourke Knapp fan. But
where's your hat?
I've got it. But honestly speaking, if there was a 3 knockdown, and I mentioned this in a podcast, if there was a 3 knockdown rule for sure, I'm not privy to those things, but if there was, Rourke lost that fight. That's the honest truth. It pains me to say it, but I look at the other element where I say Rourke got up, he won the fight, he did what he needed to do as a fighter, okay? But if the official law is a 3 knockdown rule, but then he's lost the fight, has he not?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is you're going to get different types of supporters that support their... I mean, you support Liverpool. I mean, that's a crisis on its own.
Yeah, it seems we're doing so bad this season, eh? We're losing every game.
What I'm trying to say is just, if there was a bit more little spots, man, just a bit more pre-fight, when you're walking around showing Casper your vest in the crowd and whatever not else, why can't you speak to an official quickly? Is it against the law? I mean, I'm asking, is it not allowed?
I'd like to...
Why can't we? I'm looking for a good, clean fight.
Do we have enough time on television?
We should have. Why not?
What happens if the card is stacked?
If you have enough time to show Casper on your vest, you've got enough time to speak to an official.
What's more important? Publicity?
The official.
But you want the casual to view the show, right?
Yes.
The casual's going to turn the channel on. If you see Snotty McSnot busy saying... yeah, I think the fight was a great fight. Yeah, no, I scored this because of A, B, and C. They want to see Casper.
Okay, but
90%.
They are going to see Casper now.
90. Yeah, now they're going to see him on. By the time this ends.
Knock music.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, we got a purist fan base, which is obviously like who we talk to in the circles and that sort of thing. But 90 to 95% of people that watch the sports and any sport. They watch the sport and they live the next day. See, we live the sport. We live the sport. We feel it weeks
That's why
and
I
weeks
said
after.
you're right. You get so many diverse people and that's not privy to just boxing. That's rugby. That is motorsport. That is, you've got proper diehard fans.
I mean, let's put it
That's
this
the
way.
chair.
Who's your favorite boxer in the whole wide world?
My favorite. I didn't tell you. Did you check old Money Mays lacing up again, eh?
Is he your favorite boxer in the whole wide world?
When he was active, yes.
If he loses his how upset will you be?
Okay, but he's not going to lose it now. He's retired.
No. If he
Right now, actively, Canelo's my favorite.
Right, so Mayweather's 51-0.
Yes.
If he goes 51-1, and let's just say it's a professional boxing fight, and he fights, I don't know, like whoever he's gonna fight, and he ends up losing the fight, are you sleeping okay that next morning?
Yeah, because.
So
okay,
you're not that
all right,
diehard of a fan.
Let's have this.
So you're not that diehard of a
I'm
fan.
a diehard.
Mayweather fan.
Stayed. No, when
No, I'm talking about
Kevin Lerena lost to Johnny Miller.
Yeah.
Okay, I was mourning, and you can ask my wife that.
You were mourning?
I was so depressed. It's not even funny. I took a day off work. I was.
You joking?
Bad. The Monday morning. I hope my boss doesn't. Oh, well, that's my old boss now. But I phoned in and I said I'm not coming into it this morning. I was that depressed.
What did you do that day?
I actually, my butt, who lives in the UK now, picked up a signed boxing glove that Kevin signed for me.
Can I see the picture?
I will show you the picture.
You went into mourning.
I went into. You don't get I challenge anybody. You don't get a bigger, diehard fan.
Can I show?
You may do than myself.
There it is there.
In boxing, I went. Even Sean Smith said to my butt when he signed this glove, "How's Mike feeling today? Is he mourning or is he sad because Kevin lost?" And I was. It was bad. And I think that's what happens then when you get guys talking shit about your fighter on social media. It's why you get your back up. And I was so much more vocal then than I am now. I've calmed down in my old age. I've calmed down.
Quite substantially, yeah?
Nah, look, Hayden, look, you know, we mates, we discuss things off air, we speak all the time and that. I'm extremely passionate about the sport. I'm passionate about the guys that I support. But I've never, and even Marco, I've told him, I've never made bones about the fact, if that was genuine that there was a 3 knockdown rule, which there was, we're aware of it now, Rourke lost that fight.
Okay.
Purely based on that was the rule. The flip side to that is he got up, he did what he needed to do as a fighter, and he won that fight.
So what's going to happen on June 11?
I still maintain Rocknap, not by stoppage, but Rocknap
Points.
on points, and I reckon it's going to be a proper.
Are you quite invested in this one?
Yeah. I am.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah. And that's nothing taking away from Brandon.
I get you. You think
I
he's
love
a tremendous
Brandon.
fighter
He's
as
a
well.
tremendous fighter, but
You
I just
favour-
feel this is Rourke's coming out
Right.
body. We're going to see Rourke raise a nap at his absolute best come June 11th.
All right. So that's the words from Mike from the show. I think.
But while we're on that, so please put your comments out there.
Yeah.
Comment what we've discussed. Speak about it.
There's a lot of topics today, huh?
100%.
Yeah, but we must get everyone to. You're right. Everyone to comment
For
and
sure, definitely.
say
Put
their
their ideas and
piece.
things like that. We are working on getting someone on the show. Whether it's an official, or whether it's a trainer, or a
get
fighter.
some other opinion, an official opinion.
Yes.
You know, because we are very. It's an opinion-based show.
100%.
It's not factual.
What I
It's-
was putting out there was based on a question we received.
Right.
And what I'm trying to say is...
We're having a discussion.
Yeah, it's a discussion.
Yeah.
Could we not interview on what we've covered? Maybe somebody's got a better
Point of view.
or says, yeah, but what about this or what about that? Which I think would be great.
Yeah, interesting to hear. So anyone at home, please make sure to answer all of Mark's questions. He's got a lot of them coming up, I'm sure. If you have any questions, we'll answer them in the following weeks as well. I think that's also...
Definitely. I think what
that's
we'll do is,
also-
because the questions are starting to come through, we'll have a small segment in the beginning that maybe just quickly addresses
the questions.
the questions and that.
And then
yeah.
we just get to the boxing news and,
Yeah,
speak
for
about
sure.
boxing around the world. You weighed in on what you think about, the guys that you want to see again, which I
Yes.
thought was a really good topic that we spoke about.
Big names to watch out for.
Yeah.
Sky Nicholson, Ebony Bridges, the Amanda Serrano Katie Taylor fight,
Yeah.
Savannah Marshall Clarissa Shields, massive fight.
That's the big one.
So there's some big ones coming up to watch out for that we'll obviously discuss and we'll talk. So yeah,
All right, guys.
but
Well,
that was good. I enjoyed
Yeah, we've officially run out of time. I've enjoyed today. It's episode number 4.
it. Yes,
So
back in studio.
second one in studio. Oh, third one in studio. Sorry.
Yeah, back in
We had
studio.
one home edition.
Yeah.
Anyway, for all you guys out there, guys and girls, thank you very much for watching the show. As you said before, drop any questions. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all the bits. Getting Leathered with Hayden and Mike. The merch is on the show for now, but we'll see what we'll do with it in the future. Have a good one, and we'll see you soon.
Stay safe, be blessed.
With Hayden and Mike.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Getting Leathered with Hayden and Mike. Make sure that you sign up to our Getting Leathered League, coming to you soon. Details to follow. Until next time, thank you for joining.